Okay team, welcome back to another round of the Forza Fitness, can't even say the name of my own company, Forza Fitness Core Blaster. I've got my girl Lorraine back in the garden with me. Yeah, we might have filmed a few on the same day. You can't tell, right? We're going to do exactly the same thing. We are going to use body weight. We're going to have that 2.5 minute warm up. Today we've got 5 moves. We're going to do 5 minutes per move, either 30 or 40 seconds on, 30 or 20 seconds rest. We're going to go 3 rounds, so it's 15 minutes. Let's get ready for that warm up. Guys, we're going to get down on the ground. We are going to start our warm up. You're going to get into your crunch position and just a gentle 30-second crunch. So Lorraine's going for that feet up option, which is slightly harder. And you can see I've got my feet down on the ground, which is that slightly easier option. As this is the warm up, you can take either option, team. Just make sure that you're focused on rolling up and rolling down. You're using your abs, not using your back. And then we're going to take it into a glute bridge. So hands down by the side, make sure you get that little pelvic tilt, roll the hips in, and then just gently lift and gently lower. And again, you want to be rolling up and rolling down. When you come down to the ground, you want to make sure that your butt is the last thing to touch the ground. Good work, just 5 seconds here, and then we're going to go into a dorsal raise. So turn yourselves over, glue those feet to the floor, and gently lift and lower. Remember, if you need that slightly easier option, you're gonna put your hands into the lower back. Slightly harder is hands by the side of the head. Hands out in front is the ultimate hard one. And again, it is only your warm-up, team. Good work. So you've got 5 seconds here. And roll yourselves over for a leg hold. So all you're going to do, you're going to start flat on the floor. Lorraine's doing it perfectly. You're going to lift your leg and just hold it and kind of pull yourself together. Hold for a few seconds and come down. And last movement is our plank to down dog. So turn yourselves over into that plank position, rocking up into that down dog, trying to get the heels down on the ground if you can, and then back through to that plank. If you need to modify, you just put your knees down as you come back through to that plank. Try not to let the hips drop as you come back down to that plank. So think about that strong plank position and rest there. Okay team, move 1, sliding V-sit. We're going to put those legs up in the air, hands on the quads, slide up to the top and slide all the way down. Why do I ask you to slide rather than throw your hands up? Because it takes more core work. We're not using any momentum, we're using all of our abs. You can see that Lorraine does this really nice little pause at the top of the movement. If you can add that in, that is a really nice little thing to do. If you're only going for 30 seconds today, you can rest. If you're going for that full 40 on, 20 off, you're going to keep moving. And rest. That's move 1 done. Take 20 seconds rest. Move 2 is going to be our dead bug. And remember, you need a little bit of coordination for this. So if you don't have great coordination, you're just going to work the legs. If you can, we're going to do arms and legs. But remember, 2 limbs move, 2 limbs stay still. So we get the shoulders off the floor if we can, arms nice and straight, and let's go. So opposite arm and leg, come down towards the ground, and then they come back in. Opposite arm and leg comes down to the ground, and comes back in. If you don't have great coordination, just stack the hands, and just work the legs. So that little extra is pulling that shoulder off the floor. It just makes it a little bit harder. We work those upper abs as well as those lower abs. Try and keep the heels away from the butt. So try and keep that nice right angle position when you're down here. 30-second cruise, sorry, you should have stopped. And 3, 2, 1 for my 40-second guys, rest. Okay, we've got Russian twists. So We've got options here, we know. So full move, we're gonna go feet off the floor, leaning back. Maybe you're gonna bend your knees, or if you can't keep your lower body nice and still, feet on the ground, leaning back. Let's go. So trying to make sure that we touch the floor. So I always like to just link my hands and then just pull them around. So remember that top layer there is keeping those legs nice and still. Controlled movements round. Remember that we want to be leaning back so that we're not using our hip flexors to do the turn. You're going to use your hip flexors to stabilize and hold that lower body, but we want the twist to all be coming from the oblique. 30-second crew, you're done. And then we're just going to work with Lorraine for those extra few seconds. And rest. Right, next one we've got is hollow hold. So this is the hardest isometric core move you can do. The idea is to get that dish shape. So we need to point our toes, come back into it, shoulders off the floor, creating that dish. Modification 1, hands here. Modification 2, pull a knee in. Let's raise up, guys. Let's say this is the hardest isometric. It's much harder than a plank. How do you know if you're doing it right? By now, after 10 seconds, you'll be shaking. Lorraine's already breathing really heavy. And what you want to make sure is just the small of your back and the sit bones are on the mat. Everything else should be up. So even Lorraine's got just a little bit of work to do just to try and lift through here. Good work, guys. Remember, you can modify by bringing those hands down or tucking a knee into the chest. 30-second crew, you're done. Whoa. See, Lorraine's got a really strong core. Lorraine is shaking right now. Rest, guys, well done. That's hard. All right, so much carryover into so many other movements though when we come to that hollow hold. Move 4 is our seated leg lift. So full move, you're just gonna, fingers are gonna face the feet, they're just gonna stack just behind you. And all you're gonna do, point the toes, keep your legs straight, is lift and lower. And ideally, you can see our upper body isn't moving, so it's all in that lower body. How do you modify this? You just go alternating feet from the floor, trying to keep nice and still through that upper body. And this gets tough, so you might need to just reach forward, have a little stretch out, and then get back to it. 30-second crew, you're done. And we just keep going. Point those toes, keep it nice and stable. And rest. So, 5 moves done. We've got another 2 rounds, but you've learnt your moves now. So the idea of this is, the reason we repeat the rounds is so that you can just get better at the moves. So we're gonna go for that sliding V-sit. 3, 2, 1, up it goes. So you may be aware if you're looking at the screen that I've named it as a seated leg lift. That's because I forgot to change the name. It's definitely meant to be that sliding V-sit. So it's another case of do as I say, not as the screen does. If you need to modify this, the only modification is to just not go as high. Good work, guys. 30-second crew, you're done. The rest of you, good work. Keep an eye, guys. Come on, I'm watching you. I've got an eye on that technique. Hold it, make it strong, and rest. Okay, minute 7. We're going back to that dead bug. So I'm actually going to give Lorraine all of the floor so she can come into the middle a little bit for me, just so that we can use Lorraine, just so that you can really see her technique. So the one correction I'm going to make on Lorraine straight away is I'm just going to raise her hip so that we've got that right angle. So we're wanting to hold that position. Let's go. So you can see this stays nice and still, and then she switches. But straight away that heel has started to come back towards the butt. Just going to try and hold this right angle. Good work, guys. Really nice and strong. And again, if you can't get this coordination where opposite hand and arm, or opposite arm and leg, just hold those hands straight. 30 seconds done, 10 to go. Lorraine's got a cramp. She's going to push through it though because she's a champ. I would have stopped on screen, but see, this is why I work with people like this. They're pros. Rest. Lorraine's going to deal with her cramp. Okay. doing is just going to shake herself out. We're going to do some Russian twist. Let's see, she's straight back in. Absolute pro. All right, Russian twist then, team. Minute 8. Legs up nice and straight if you can. So remember, we go from here to here and then to here. And again, try not to use too much hip flexors. So if you're all the way up here, yes, you're getting a good twist, but the abs aren't working to hold you in place. You've got to find that bite point. I talk about this quite a lot in different classes. Find the bite point, that point where if you were an inch further back, you'd fall down. 30-second crew, you are done. The rest of us are just going to keep working through. Good work, guys. Tapping those fingers to the ground and rest. Amazing. Going back to Lorraine's favorite. Everybody's favorite, right? See, I love a hollow hold, but that's because I've got good core. But when it comes to the arch hold, if you stick with us for round 3, like round 3 is in the next class, arch hold, not so much. So hollow hold, in we go. So shoulders are up. The only thing on the ground, your sit bones and the small of your back. So again, Lorraine, a little bit too much of her back is on the ground. But this might be her version. Like at the moment, this is as far as she can get. And this is still really strong. Like those hands are nicely behind her head. Feet are up, legs are tucked. She's still got the hollow position here because she's pulling the ribs to the hip. It's all good. And 30-second crew, take a rest. If you're still pushing through with this hollow hold, good work. 3, 2, 1. Rest there. Lorraine does not like it. How are you guys doing at home? You all good? I'm sure you're fine. It's only 40 seconds of your life, right? And you could always be 40 seconds on everything and just hold the 30-second hollow hold. That would be okay. Right, fingers, face the feet, get into that comfortable position, leg lift. So try not to come all the way down to the ground. The lower you can come, the better it is. So a modification for this might be just this, just this little dip, or even just a little pulse here. So I would prefer that if you need to modify, you modify here. 30 seconds done. And rest. So I can see I've done exactly the same thing. It says up next, round minute 11, seated leg lift. It's very definitely a sliding V set. I just changed the minute, didn't change the rest of it. Right, last round then, guys. We've gone 2, we've got 1 to go. 3, 2, 1. Legs up, sliding V sit from the quads to the top. Pausing at the top if you can. Keeping those legs as straight as you can, team. Pointing those toes. Great work, keep working. 3, 2, 1 for the 30 seconds. Sorry, Lorraine, that's not you. Giving the 30-second crew a countdown for once. Lorraine wants to stop. I'm putting everyone that thought they were done, right? 3, 2, 1, 40-second crew. You're done too. Right, back to that dead bug. So really think about keeping that 90-degree angle. So the hips, the knees are above the hips, they're not rolled towards the chest, and the hips are off the floor. Let's come away here a little bit. Okay, let's go with that dead bug. So opposite arm off the leg, pull in. You can see I've got my shoulders just off the ground using that hollow position. But I said to you, I'm quite lucky. Well, I'm not lucky, I worked for it, right? I did a lot, I've worked on my hollow hold for a very long time. I've been working on my hollow hold for over 4 years. So I'm quite comfortable in the hollow hold position. So I use it on things like my flutter kicks and my dead bugs, just to get a little bit more out the move. 30 seconds done, 10 seconds to go for everyone that's doing the full 40. Keep working. Good work, guys. 3, 2, 1. Rest there. Right, 3 more minutes. Russian twist coming up. job, guys. You've got 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. So straight leg is the hardest variation. Bent knee, like Lorraine's doing, and then feet on the ground. And if you're like, you know what, I can do that straight leg, but I can only do it for 10 seconds, always start with your hardest variation. So if you can do that for 10 seconds, then you need to revert to this. Do it, because that 10 seconds will eventually become 15 seconds, will become 20 seconds, and before you know it, you'll be doing the whole class here with these legs up. Great work, guys. 30 seconds, that's done. Just a little bit more for everyone else. And 3, 2, 1, rest. Right, hollow hold. It's all right, Lorraine, I'm gonna take center stage. You can hide in the little shadows in the background, it's all good. All right, I'm gonna go through every variation of this. So point your toes and get ready for that hollow hold. So 3, 2, 1, ribs to hips, create that dish. Imagine that you're holding onto a bar behind your head, and that's kind of where your hands wanna be. Remember, modification 1, pull the hands in front. If this is still too hard, start first by trying to pull one knee into the chest, keeping one leg straight. Some people need to pull both. As long as small of the back and the butt are pretty much the only things on the ground, use whichever modification is going to get you that. 30 seconds, you're done. 10 to go. 3, 2, 1, rest. Lorraine is working. Good work, guys. Right, just that seated leg left. One more. So Lorraine's got herself set up perfectly. Fingers facing the feet. Nice little bend in the arms. Try and hold that position. And what I want you to think about is rather than the elbows going out, then the elbows back. Let's go. Great work, guys. 30 seconds, guys. You're nearly done. 3, 2, 1. 30 seconds up. Last few seconds for that 20. And rest. What I want you to do straight away is just take a little stretch for me. Lay down, hands behind the head, stretch out just for the 20 seconds of the rest. And relax. So slowly, cool down is going to be down on the ground, but maybe you want to go and grab your water, towel off a little bit of sweat. So whatever you need to do, guys, you've got 30 seconds before we're going to get into our cool down. Okay, awesome work then, guys. We're going to get into our cool down. Okay, guys, as we said, cool down is going to be down on the ground. So obviously the main thing we need to do is stretch our abs. So we're going to kind of lay down flat on the ground. You can take your hands either side of your shoulders and push up. What you want to do is try and get as much of your quads and your hip on the floor, and then look up. Take that head up. If this is a bit too much, then just come down into that Sphinx pose. So this is Sphinx. We've got Lorraine doing the full cobra. Remember, you want to really try and keep your quads, your thighs on the ground. You should really feel your abs stretch when you do this. Good, release that. You're gonna pop back, sit all the way back on your heels, just pull those knees apart, and then just slide down into a child's pose to release that lower back and open up your hip flexors. Try and push your armpits into the ground, walk your hands forward. and then release that. Come up onto all fours, and then we're going to stretch out the shoulders. So we're just going to walk the hands forward, keep the butt up in the air, pull back, and just stretch out the shoulders and the upper back. And release that. Just going to come onto our backs. Just going to roll our knees up into our chest, hook underneath if you can, and just curl up into a nice tight ball. And from there, stretch out to the front, reach down to those toes. Good work, guys. Amazing job. I really hope you enjoyed your class today. Just release that. Pull back. Have a great day, team. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you on the next one.